Hello everybody. Kind of like this video was doing for a few days, but I've been busy. I also had a little issues with health. I got cold and other stuff that I'm dealing with it, so I want to apologize on it for it. But it is what it is. I'm here right now making the videos on it. Um, this video is going to be about twin flames, the 3D, 4D, and a 5D, kind of like a goal, a little bit in a nutshell, a little bit more about it, what's going on, what the things are. And that is actually a response of a video of understanding the inner work. Kyle, one of the subscribers, actually asked the very good questions, the right questions. Is I very like so much when you guys kind of like ask the right questions, so we can go ahead and discuss this. And that is the reason why I enable the comments on the videos. A lot of the people they don't. I do enable them, so they are comments, so we can actually look at it. We can see the things they are, how the things going on. I'm so excited. We have like about 2 weeks to the event. That's going to be the Twin Flame event. That's going to be here in Aurora, Illinois. I'm going to post the link below if some of you still wants to and they get a chance to come in. The greatest news is today that if you follow the Facebook, somebody I've been working with it, they got united with their twin. They had their talk. If you've been watching the video, the naked talk, which is you are naked as a soul, and you talk to your twin and explains everything. And when they commit and they accept the things, then the things are completely different. And this is kind of like a reward about of what is it going on. A little message about it that right now we are in Mercury Retrograde. And to remind you that this is the part when the communications are focused on the inner self. And if you did your inner work and you do your stuff that you need to do, Mercury retrograde maybe not going to affect you at all. You will know this by having the inner peace and the soul. And that is the part when you move from the 4D, which is the magical world, you move to the 5D. That is the reward for you. You have the peace of the soul into. So let me goes on into the questions first. That was asked of it, and I'm gonna go into. Dear Dio met both who knew they were twins. Both of them are awoken, but the 3D part of them have so many masks, religious facts that the one of them knew he was twin for many lifetimes. They do not wish to be together even in the future. Does that still work? I mean, we see a lot of twins waiting to be together. What happens to the twin who don't want to be together? Please do a video on that. Thank you. Okay, so how to begin with this is that is the comment. First of all, that is a comment on that video that I made. Twin flames understanding the inner work on it. Seems like in that case, the inner work is not done, even if they are awakened or not. If they cannot understand their purpose, so maybe that's what their purpose is. Just to remind you that the twin flames comes in your life because you're here to be an example. And what I mean by an example, you an example of what the things are, to kind of like open this Pandora's box that a lot of the people don't want to even open. A lot of people don't even want to talk about it. And this has been going on for generations, generations, generations. Everything has been suppressed, hiding. And now we are in an age of Aquarius where we are rebels, and this kind of stuff, they don't work. They just don't work. It's here about to create evolution, but there is no evolution without revolution. So if it needs to be a revolution, you gotta have a rebels. So here we are into it. So it doesn't matter what your journey could be. Your journey could be beautiful. You can have union and everything. You are in a good example of that. Or your journey could be a misery and everything else, which is going to be a bad example. You're still doing the job, which says example. And a lot of the people who understands this, they begin to be on a different levels. They begin to understand the different things. So where does everything comes into of it? Everything in this world, the way it's organized, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the 3D. So basically we know the three main levels. This is the 3D, 4D, and the 5D. 3D. 3D is so involved with the material, and it's based off I want to have. And this is the part where you are taught. You are taught you have to have a life, you have to have a money, you have to have a job, you have to have a house, you have to have a wife or a husband, you have to have a kids, you have to have a money. And then you begin on that misery of the 3D life, which is comparing to the Joneses. You begin to this, well, Joneses have a bigger house. I have to have a bigger house. Look at them, they have a house. Joneses have a better lifestyle. We need to have the same lifestyle. And competing with the Joneses is something very crucial in there into it. Another thing that it's here in the 3D is I, which is the part of I is the main thing. I, me, into it. A lot of the people don't have a good 3D life. It's coming into the point that over the time, the 3D life doesn't matter what you have and what you have, the things you get into it, there is something going on. There is something is not right. And that is the moment when you look up and you look up to God. It's like, God, I have the things that I have, but I'm not happy. What is going on with this? I mean, not happy with my marriage. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. Things are not the way it should be. There is something else. And I have the feeling something is not right. And when you go look at into it, and you have your own inner conversations with God into it, you comes into the one point. You say, God, I will surrender this. Whatever it's have to happen, I'll surrender into it. In that surrender state, I will allow you to do the things that you need to do. At this moment, if you don't realize it not yet, but at this moment, you actually transfer yourself to the 4D. 4D is the magical world. 4D is the magical world. This is where the magic begins. You begin to awaken at certain time. You begin to see a certain numbers. You begin to have a different feelings. You begin to have premonitions. You begin to feel other people. You begin to live the part as a soul. And now you feel more complete. And the biggest part is that the 4D, it has a kind of like a three sub-stages into it. The first sub-stage here at the 4D, that is the part when you still, I want control. And this is the part when you begin to learn the things like, okay, I understand everything, but I have to do this. I have to say this. I need to tell this. This is what's happening. Come on. I have to go have this 3D completion with magic of it. But the more you want the part of I want and I must, the thing doesn't go well. You begin to look at it, you begin to understand it, that the things are not quite right with the things that goes on in life. And this is why in this case right here, when Kyle was talking about it, but the 3D parts, they still exist into the 4D within them. They haven't completely let it go of the 3D that 3D still is inside of them, and that 3D is dragging them down. And it doesn't matter what they are awakened right here, right now, they're doing it. They haven't not done the inner work. The inner work is not done. Since the inner work is not done, they still on the I want control. I want to control her. I'm going to control him. I want to control what we are going to do. I must. I have. After you have your conversations here again with God through your soul, you begin to learn the stages of let go. You have to let go of this. You have to trust there is something more. And of course, you have to surrender. And when you do this, you continue to do in your inner work. You continue to do this, and this from I want begin to be known as I want to learn. There is no any more control. You've given up the control. That 4D part of the control doesn't exist anymore inside of you. You feel like a big relief. You feel the right stuff. You feel the right things that goes on into. And you're moving up, 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 and up. Now you begin to learn the right things. You begin to understand the things that goes on into. You're probably gonna get your gifts of it. That could be, name it. This could be from you've been a life coach, or you've been an astrologer, or you've been a tarot reader, you've been whatever you've been into it, on it, and you begin to understand that something with you is to evolve. You have to evolve in this, but you still, I want. As the time processing by into, you move to the last stage of the 4D, where you begin to operate from I want to I understand. Now you understand you can't control anything, you can't do anything, you leave everything up to God, and you let go of everything that is below you. And while you learn everything that is below you, you're crossing the path of the 5D, and the magical world doesn't exist anymore for you. What I mean doesn't exist for you, it's that people that you are resonate, who they are in the 4D here, whatever the level they are, you're not going to be resonate with them. And that is the biggest challenge of people. They don't understand that when you don't resonate with certain people. Certainly because you cross over, you cross that path of the 5D, you cross this experience of the soul that you have to have inside of you. You begin to live the life from I understand soul. Because I am a soul. And this is why a lot of the people will not get together, because if your twin flame is still down there in the 3D and you're in the 5D, you have to meet in the middle, probably into the 4D, to experience again the magic into. But is that going to happen? It all depends of the willing of the 3D. Are they going to be trust, surrender, and let go? Those are the three major things for the soul evolution to talk about in other videos. I mean, you can search the YouTube channel, you can find the trust, the surrender, the let go, the silence, and the final let go. That's what is the part of you giving up of the 3D and move to the 4D, and then you move up and up into. So this is basically in a nutshell of what's going on into. A lot of the people, though, they like to stay here at the 4D, They like to stay in this magical world. They going out, they kind of like a steal and the manipulation for manifestation. Um, Even in this case, Kyle, of it, you should take a look the part of I want to know what my flame does. I need to get the astrology reading, a tarot reading, a psychic reading. I want to know where he is, so I want to know what I'm going to do. And that is a big time trust, surrender, and let go that you have to get out of this, because you still have, you're in a 4D, but you still have the 3D mentality. You can go out and move up and up if you still have the 3D mentality for the physical parts. It's just not going to work. That's why a lot of the twin flames, some of them, they're like, I give it up. I don't want to do anything about this. I don't want anything that goes on. I'm done with it. I give up. And there is a difference between give up and surrender. Give up, it's I don't want to have nothing to do with this. I'm leaving it away. And surrender is like, okay, God, let it be your way. Those are the two different ways of the understanding of what's going on with this part. Of them have so many masks, religious facts. Okay, well, the religious facts is a religious fact. Religion is made it basically to control. The religions knows about the twin flames for ages and ages and ages, and they never did anything the right thing. So if they are programmed to be a religious, it doesn't matter what religion is. Religions, to remind you, they are boxes. They are boxes, which is you put yourself into it and you kind of like define yourself as who you are. The fact remains, though, you are a soul. And when the twin flame kicks in, a lot of the people, they have to face either religious, or they have to face age gap, they have to face culture, name it, of it. Um, the fact that the one of them knew was a twin flame for many lifetimes. They know. Twin flames know. The question is are they going to do the inner work? And this is what's going on right now. Is that people who are in the 4D and they're going to stay under the 4D, they're not going to move to the 5D. They have to surrender this 4D. They have to get off of meditations. They have to get off of this part of hey, I will do this for you. It is this crystals. I give you this candles. You're gonna do this part of this specific meditation, whatever that is, into it, on it, and things will happen for you. You have to understand, if you don't do your inner work, doesn't matter how many meditations you're gonna do, doesn't matter how many workshops you're gonna attend, or doesn't matter how many things you're going to do in life. If you don't do the inner work, you're still gonna be stuck in where you are into. The inner part is trust, surrender, and let go of the next things that comes in into. You will understand the 5D when you are completely in peace within your soul. Whatever is going on, you're like, I don't have worries about it. It is what it is. You heard that before. They don't wish to be together in the future. Who? They? From what? What is the purpose? Kyle, what is the situation is? They have differences, and the difference will separate them. Once the difference becomes together with between them, they're getting solved. There will be no differences. Either the one or the other infuse those differences, and that's why when they focus on the differences grow, and when they grow, they will have now this part into. Does that still work? Yes, it still works. Why? Because you're an example. You're an example of something that exists, something you commit, and this is the part of you can tell so many lies, the truth remains the truth. They committed here. They know they are twin flames. It is what it is. They know. And the more they're fusing in the lies, the truth will remain the fact. Just they're going to be a bad example of a twin flames. Which is the bad example is what the others should look at that bad example, and that bad example they should look what they need to change, what they need to do, what do they need to trust, surrender, let go in order the things to be the way it's meant to be. Into it. I mean, we see a lot of twins waiting to be together. Keyword. Waiting. Waiting, it comes in. It's if you don't do the inner work, you're still gonna be wait. I talked to a few twin flames on it, and the part is, I'm gonna bring it right now because I didn't make the screenshot out of it. I'm gonna bring it up for you. This happened today, actually. Just gonna click on a picture and let me clean this up so you guys can be able to see it. Alright. That was a good morning. I was at work. I didn't even pay attention at work. What's going on with all the twin flame stories? It was about lunchtime when I just said, good luck. And she replied to me, thank you. She began the first thing, good morning, on my way to see him, wish me luck. I knew that they're going to meet together. I knew, I spoke to her and I told her, listen, just do your talk from soul. Have the peace vibrations in the soul and be honest. That's the key. The key is the communication, and be honest within the soul. Let his soul hear you. That's all you need to do. Be honest. And she said, yeah, I'm going to meet him. Good luck. And she replied, thank you. I'm with him now. Oh my God, we can't stop hugging each other. He accepts we share the same soul. All went great. He admitted. The bottom line that he says, he also mentioned the synchronization. So here is a good example of people who do their inner work. They do the right stuff at the right moment and what is going on into. Do they gonna face some difficulties? Possibly yes. Would everything's gonna be happily ever after? Probably yes. Who knows? It all depends of whoever what did and how they did. Even the twin flames, when they get together, they still have things they need to do. If they haven't completely trust, surrender, and let go of this positions on it, the things is not going to happen into. And what happens with the twins who don't want to be together? They can go ahead and they're basically gonna be going through the life, and we've seen those. I've seen these people, especially when I was in Argentina. Someone who was probably, she was in her 70s on it, and I know what that means. Someone to lost their light. That is the part where you don't smile anymore. That's the part when you don't laugh anymore. That is the part when you lost everything. And you finally understand you lost everything because of your own ignorance that becomes arrogance. And some of the people, they're going to be like this. And that's how people learn. But if the experience is not shared, nobody learns. And this is why it's important you to share your own experience here. And that's why I'm sharing my experience with you guys. Hopefully, it's going to be a better world. Into. See, like it or not, if you live in the 3D or you're living in the 4D, the universe doesn't support manipulation. And people who trying to do manipulations with the energy fields or try to do manipulations with things, with stuff, with meditation, try to create the manipulations into the magnetic field, sooner or later the things gonna be comes off like they don't work. It doesn't matter how many meditations you're gonna go through it. It doesn't matter how many prayers you will say. It doesn't matter how the things will be. If they're connected with the word manipulation, things is not gonna work. The universe says you can manipulate something that it's already been set up. That's mean you interfere. When you interfere with the things, then guess what? They don't happen. They're not in resonance within the universe. And it's very important for some of the people to understand, specifically into this field of helping people to understand what they're doing, for who they're doing, and what the right reason is. It's the right reason, it's evolution, not manipulation. And people are entering all these things just so they can understand how to manipulate, so they can get faster with it to inflame. Well, this is why this is getting prolonged for a long, long time because of this. And what I was saying about moving out from the 4D to the 5D, it's a one quote that just came in at the right time. Outsold contracts being phased out. That's mean when you have things that then come up, things going to change. You're gonna be able to move up despite of your twin flame, despite everything, because we're in an age of Aquarius where you basically on your own on it, you move on your own. You're not moving on someone to tell you and that brings you in the front of the gates of the paradise. You're gonna move on your own. You're gonna be there at the front of the gates, and this is how you arrive. And your job is you to walk that journey on your own. You don't need anything. You don't need the support. All you need to do is your inner work. That's what that video was all about, the importance of the inner work. To understand this, I will read you this. It's very beautiful, actually. Those who have been doing their inner work and phased out all karmic learning connections with former colleagues, friends, family, places, and reason or year are set to advance to a new phase. You basically learn from everything that you need to do on the 3D or a 4D on it, and it's phasing out. And this is why you're not going to resonate with certain people right now. You're not going to be able to do the certain things because they are not into your dimension. You are shifting differently. You're moving someplace up. If you think feeling lonely, strange, or isolated these days for you, remember, it's because you have been shifting into a new space. And that is the inner space of your existence, the inner space of the way you are into it. You can move from 3D to the 4D to 5D. On it, 6D, it's you have to let it go of the body. So we're not talking about this. On it, you're gonna be staying there until you are okay to move into the next stages. So the whole part, I'm gonna be ending with this quote: "The wind of change are blowing," and that's what the situation is right now, urging me to flow. It is time to start the journey and finally let go. The path may be uncertain. I will have to walk alone, but my heart will guide me through this. My soul will lead me home. And with this quote, I'm leaving you out of it because it's a journey of the soul. It's got nothing to do with however the journey you think in life. It's to go to work, just go, get up at 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever time is it, brush your teeth, make the coffee, get your lunch bags and go to work, come back home. And if you have a chores, you do your chores, and that's it. Next day. And the part of the treadmill, let's go on into it. And when you let go of these things, you let go. That was the key word here, was the let go. And when you let go of the stuff, then you're getting into the more and more and getting better and better. The let go is actually it's to let go of the stones of life that you're carrying all the time with you, and let your soul to lead you home, where your happiness is. So thank you so much, guys. Be loved. Looking for your comments.